Shake up the picture, the misery mixture with the dims on the eventide. You got me coming up with answers, all of which I deny. I said it again, but could I please rephrase it? Maybe I can catch you right. I couldn't really put it much plainer, but I'll wait till you decide. Sending you warning silent, as if I could ever hide. Last time, la la la,
You? I'm not taking that from you. Hey!
I love you.
You're not even a real rookie. If I can't beat you, I'm gonna take you out.
Get ready to be impressed.
Oh, no, you don't.
Bingo!
Call my lawyer! And a tow truck. Ah!
What happened? That's not good. Don't mess with me.
Leave this to me. Here goes.
Ha! No! Oh, no!
We're outlaws in an ordinary world.
Yeah, you may be.
Hello, welcome everybody. Although I think it's a pretty late day. I guess Monday's not a very, people are busy, right? I don't usually stream this early in the evening either. But welcome guys, we're gonna almost done with episode 4. Really got just 35 minutes of content left about. So we're getting real close, so figured that today would be a good day to just do a stream. Make some progress. Maybe I'll even stream soon after, so that way I can stream when episode 4 is content complete, right? Because obviously after that I gotta review it all and then make the trailer and all that kind of stuff. But we're really close. We're really close. Hopefully I can have a release date announcement sometime relatively soon. So yeah, awesome. But before we can actually get to that, we have to actually finish episode 4, so we'll get straight to it. I hope everyone's doing well. Ceon, Qualian A, and Ring. I think you told me to call you just Ring instead of, and it's Moe Voltage Ring and not Moe Volt Age Ring. I misread that all the time. So get straight to it. So this is interesting. I have to kind of have the layout a little different than usual. You'll see that the notepad is split up into 2, and the reason for that is because because these videos are now going to have it in the translation. I need to make that quieter. These videos are going to have the patch built in, so I actually need to refer to the Japanese script in Notepad++ instead of in the video. So it's it's actually a little bit of an inconvenience, but there you go. And yes, you might be like, wait, if the patch is if the patches was applied for these parts, how come they're not in the script? And the reason for that is because back when I made these videos, I had to make sure that everything would fit file size wise. The English script would take up more space, and there was some limits that I hadn't yet overcome. I was running up against limits, right? Against how big you can make the script file, and so I ended up keeping a lot and preserving a lot of the translations from this, but some of it got lost in the time being. So unfortunately, I have to still type it in, but it should be, not too bad. Again, once you started to get to the this stage in the translation, it should be pretty good for the most part, although I am finding a lot of places where there's still mistakes. And there is the fact that because of the space concerns, I actually would sometimes write these translations to be kind of abbreviated, cut out what I felt was extra fluff in the English or in the original Japanese. But now I would like to be able to add it back in. Now that space is not really a concern anymore. And also, so that way it's as accurate as I can reasonably make it to the original Japanese. Right, so anyway, enough talking. Hey, Leobardo, great to see you. But we'll get right into it. This part is like 12 minutes, 20 seconds. I think it's about 130 lines. So a little shorter than the one last time, but we'll see how it goes. As in last stream. Music. I'm going to go with Gitaru Man. I don't think I might have played Gitaru Man, like the OST before on stream, but it's a really great game. Really great rhythm game. It's kind of a shame they don't really make games like Gitaru Man that much anymore. Like, it just seems like it's a kind of its time game, but music's great. Really like it, so we'll listen to it. Not a long soundtrack, so might have to listen to other things on this stream, but we'll start with that. All right, let's get into it. And yeah, it should be fine audio-wise, so just let me know if I'm being overpowered. Okay, so Janet, first name Kun, bye-bye, so see ya. Yeah, we'll go at this. I guess bye-bye technically is like usually written with like a dashes, right? I don't know if I'm consistent with that though. So already off the bat got some questions here. I think I've written it just bye-bye with like, yeah, without a dash. Have I written with a dash? No. Okay, so we're just gonna keep consistent. He says bye, bye-bye. It feels a little weird, but that's what he says. Because it's like, yeah, bye-bye. Like, oh. I guess is probably a little better there. Because like the, yeah, bye-bye, it sounds weird. But the in this case is more like, yeah. Let's do our best tomorrow. 明日は頑張ろうね. So, このとさんは駆け足で去っていった。So yeah, after saying that, or like Konoto-san then, right? Soyuto is a little like, they just mean like after that basically, but like, yeah. Konoto-san then ran off. She then, like, with running legs, basically, she left. Sanity check that? I don't think I need to sanity check this, but part of me is like, maybe it feels a little too deceptively, like, simple, right? But it's like, with running legs, she left, right? So, I guess I can do this, right? For ethics, right? So, she just hurried away, right? We'll go in a hurry, how about that? We'll add that so that way it kind of captures that. Because the kake ashi, right? Yeah, kind of helps contribute to that hurry. Okay. なんかあっさりしてるな、してるよな。明日、いや、明日はいよいよ本番でだっていうのに。So it's like, man, man, she says it like it's so easy. She says it so easily, right? Even though even though the performance is finally tomorrow, even though long awaited. It sounds a little weird, but let's see. I think that's fine. Better traits. まあ、あっさり態度、度合いも、このさんのいいところかな。度合い。The degree to which she is Asari, right? Asari, I can see why I said laid back, right? But does Asari really... It's kind of like straightforwardness a little bit. Let's see, sanity check, question mark. Easygoing, right? Sure, whatever, we can... Yeah. And then the kana is, yeah, there's a little bit of a questioning there, but... Well, I guess we'll keep this, being so laid back. The has always been is just not what he says, right? It's just like... Let's see, what did they say? I can see why I did. I was like, that has always been is not actually correct. Like, he doesn't actually say that, but like, I can see why I said that. It's like kind of fits well with like the vibes. That. Okay, this is actually something interesting, is that because the videos didn't support, like the older version of the patch tools didn't support first and last name properly. I actually just straight up cut out the last name stuff, but like we gotta add it back in because it helps add some info, right? Hey, Toon Rocco, great to see you. You've got a new channel that right. Yeah, yeah, I saw your like announcement post about it. Yatto ne. Yeah, finally. 二人とも、一人も帰り職まで大変だね。You know, it's rough being out so later. It's like, you know, it's bad. It's like not good. It's rough, not a good situation, right? So yeah, you should too. Well, like you going home too? It's not good to be out late. Yeah, we should probably turn it to like a question. You two going home as well? It's not. Yeah, it's so late. This is actually, yeah. Yutuka, you didn't. That's not translated properly. でも帰れるだけ幸せですよ. So it's like I'm happy. I'm happy at least I get to go home, right? Good, yeah. But I am happy that I get to go home at least. Okay, yeah. Does that actually make sense? Because it's like, if you guys didn't, we would have had to stay late. I mean, it implies that they like are staying. You know, they waited for them, but like I don't necessarily think that it's like if we hadn't finished, not you guys, but just like if we hadn't finished preparations on time, we would have had to stay the night. Make sure. Maniao does mean on time, but I just want to like missing some. Thoughts about Miss Kuroi, as in like, yeah, like Nanako or Kuroi Sensei. She's okay. I mean, I like her in this game. Like, she's one of the. Well, yeah, I'd say she's probably one of the more like funny or interesting characters in this game. You know, I don't know, attractive or not. I mean, she's okay. She's not unattractive. I will. Hey, Rudy. I mean, it's interesting to think about the fact that she's meant to be like, she's portrayed as if she's old, and then it's like, oh, but I'm as old as Kuroi Sensei. So. Okay. So it's not on time so much. It's just more if we didn't finish preparing. If we didn't finish the preparation. If we didn't finish our preparations, we would have had to stay the night. I imagine I know I had it. It was for the Hazu, right? I guess we will. So なんだ。この時間からするとギリギリセーフってところか。So it's like at this, you know, starting at this time. It's like just bare Giri Giri safe is actually interesting because it gets used in some interesting contexts on the internet. But it's like Giri Giri safe is like, oh, you're just barely safe. You're barely on the borderline, right? If you had a near-death scenario, you'd be Giri Giri safe, right? Giri Giri safe does also, again, like I implied, it does sometimes get used to mean like borderline NSFW or like not NSFW. So interesting usage of that. But in this case, he just means like it's just if it had been any later, it'd start to get like too late, and you know you'd be worried about it whether it'd be safe to go home. Let me think about that. So it's almost more like, yep, if we had to stay any later, it may not be safe to go home. Would Miyuki Takara and Ed Double D become a good dynamic duo? I don't remember which one. Is Ed Double D the tall one? I always forget. I don't even know. I never really watched Ed and Eddie. No, he's the one with the hat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I never watched Ed and Eddie. You know, if they're a good duo for you, then I'm sure they're great. Why is Patricia always on the same side of the streams? Is that part of the 4th episode? No, I mean the video on the right side of the stream, that's part of episode 4, right? What's on the left side of the stream is just, I mean like the Patricia is just like, it's just a preview, right? Mostly I just wanted to get a sense of what it looks like in the text box, so like, it's just a static image, right? So I just had to pick a moment from the game to use as a reference, and so I just picked the Patty Mini scenario. because that's a part of the game that I like. So like, it's a funny part. So no, there's not much of a reason. It's just a testing thing. Yeah, see how it looks like in the text box. Hey, でもお泊まりもそれはそれで楽しいと思いますけど。Yeah, okay, that's interesting. No, Yutaka, staying late at the school is not fun, as we know. Yeah. So, you can tell that they wrote this one knowing that it came after episode 4. On that note, it's more like, oh, that reminds me. たった今、カナタさんと別れたばかりなんだ。急げば追いつけるんじゃない? That reminds me. This one just left. Yeah, if you hurry, you might be able to catch up to her. But that's okay. It'll be right? So that's okay, or well, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I get that. They're not interested in catching up to Konata. Don't know about y'all, but I feel like both Patty and Konata would do the caramel dance unironically. Probably, actually. I think I would agree with that. Oh, also, hey, full metal. Or full FXLL metal. Yeah, I remember you're the one that commented on like my good, you made it. Focus H. You know. Aw, you start saying stuff like that. You know, my voltage ring. You're gonna summon him. You know, first name or last name, senpai to issho ni ikaritai desu. Who says that? Yeah, exactly. Hey, Meatball. Summoned. Sensei, ask shitai desu. Wait, that's a different thing. Eh? Least favorite Lucky Star character. I probably do have an answer. I do I? I mean, I probably have a better answer, I guess, if I like thought of every character. If I thought of every character. But I'll be honest, I'm actually not much of a Konata fan. I'm not much of a Konata fan. Out of like the main 10, I would say Konata's my least favorite. Oh, Meatball, yeah, of course you'd think that. Now, again, if I had to like pick absolute least, like, you know, yeah, I could pick like some random like who literally cares character, you know. Like, oh, I don't know, you pick like pick Gyopi or something, you know, I don't know, but I don't have any hatred for Gyopi. Okay, so the どういう意味? Oh no, yeah, どういう意味? Yeah. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course, its meaning is clear, protagonist. Of course, asking. I mean, like in. I mean, I don't know. Like in Japanese, I guess it's really anywhere. I guess walking home together is like has romantic undertones, right? Yes, その違うんですよ. So it's like, I think you're not. I don't think that's like what it is. Like, you know, I think you're misunderstanding. Well, I think you misunderstand. I just said that Konata's my least favorite without justifying it. My main actual reason for not liking Konata is the fact that she is... I mean, her trolling personality is kind of annoying sometimes. Like, it's like, dude, like, you don't need to bully Kagami all the time. Like, you know, it's a little annoying sometimes. It also, out of all the otaku characters, she's like the most generic and bland, I would say. Like, Hiyori is more interesting, you know, Ko is a more interesting otaku character. Patty's more interesting. Like, all the otaku characters are more interesting than Konata. Konata's kind of the bland otaku character. Alright, okay, so, I think I said, 私はただ、その、走ると具合が悪くなるかもしれないので。Alright, see you, Leobardo. Thanks for coming out. There are no bullies. Well, I mean, Konata kind of like teases Kagami, right? But no, there's no like overtly bully characters in Lucky Star. So yeah, I just meant like Yeah, this song, Born to be Bone, right? Like this... when I would play, when I played Gitaru Man, like, I actually, I got to this song on hard mode, and I could never beat it, because that's such a hard stage. So I've never played hard mode after this song. It's so hard. Part of me wants to try it again one day, but like, it's also like, man, I have to rebuild up my skills. Although, fun fact about this is that when I was grinding Gitaru Man that try to beat this song on hard mode, was actually that same afternoon that I was doing that was the afternoon that I started learning hiragana. So in other words, I started learning Japanese, right? While playing Gitaru Man. So I have some association between Japanese and Gitaru Man in general, but like this song specifically. I would like take breaks from learning hiragana to like continue to grind the stage. Anyway, I need to get focused because I'm like losing my place in the script. Taka, 調子悪いの? Just Guitar Hero. Yeah, I never played Guitar Hero. I feel like I'd like it, but just never got the chance. I mean, Gitaru Man doesn't really play anything like Guitar Hero. Although I wish there were more rhythm games that played like Gitaru Man, because I don't think there's that many. Because, like, technically, like, Osu is based off of Gitaru Man a little bit, but Osu, like, feels completely different. But it's like the closest thing that you have nowadays to Gitaru Man style, like, rhythm game. No? 何が隠してる? Also, nobody's ever pointed this out, but like whenever I select all the text, I am aware that it makes a Windows sound, but I've never, I haven't bothered to ever fix that in the program. Not sure how you would do it, actually. Probably requires some arcane Windows Win32 knowledge that I don't possess. So, そんなことないですよ。ほらほら。二人とも歩きながら話しましょう。Open volume mixer. I guess that's true. I guess that's true, Eon. You know, that's like thinking, you know, thinking smart and not hard, right? Absolutely right, actually. Although we say that, but I think it's gonna not let me do that. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't detect that as being its own window, or like it doesn't detect. It detects it as a system sound and not as the window is making the sound, right? So unfortunately, unless I want to mute the Windows sounds in general, I don't know if I have... I guess I could do that. I don't know. Whatever sounds I'm missing out on, it'll be okay. Not as if I need the Windows sounds right now. It's nothing like that. Come on, you two. Yeah, we can walk as we talk. Why they didn't make more Lucky Star character songs? Just think on our radio. I mean, they made a lot. Like, all things considered, there actually is a decent amount of Lucky Star songs, right? You know, there's all the ones people know, and then there's like, you know, Hamate Samote, oh my god, and then you have, you know, you have all the character songs, and then you have, yeah, then you have like the Moe Drill album and the other game albums, right? So yeah, I need to head in there real quick. Dog Huto. Got kirete. I'm out of dog food. Just starve Cherry. Cherry doesn't need to eat. Also, out of dog, does that mean that like... actually, let me sanity, because I think Kiritete actually doesn't imply that she's out. It's more like she's running out. Or let's see. No, okay, yeah, Kiritete. Okay. I guess Google Translate could be wrong, but like Kiritete. Well, Kiritete kind of makes it sound like it's the reason why I need to go in there, right? So. Is like running out of dog food, so yeah, I guess that's fair. Does that mean that Cherry's been starving all day? No dog food? Of course, Yoshi. It's always like that. It's like, oh, juice opportunity? Juice? Juice trading cards? Juice man, yeah, it's his it's always what he does. Yutika, you're not an Azumanga Daioh. Yeah, I mean, I translate juice as drink most of the time because, like, you know, in Japanese, juice means like any sort of like soda or like fruity drink, right? But he's using it in a way like if they actually mean juice, I will translate it as juice. But like he just means like a drink. Eat a seal, senpai. Like, it's okay, senpai. Like, you don't need to do that. Azumanga Dayu. Is that one commercial where they pronounce it that way? It's like, I always remember it. Azumanga Dayu, like, it's like that one commercial. I forget what it's called. It was like Animax. Yeah. I gotta watch that. Gotta watch that, of course. It's gonna be annoying. Oh, there we go. Got it. Got the cats. Cats who dare. I think it's gonna work better if I switch over to this. Yeah, cats who dare.
School years, the best years of your life. With friends who share.
Can I have a bite?
Cats who dare.
More like I don't think the cat's the one that's daring there.
And classmates who care.
Hey, wake up! The teacher's calling you! Is that you, Mother? What are you saying? What are you saying?
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
Azumanga Dayu, the animation.
Azumanga Dayu. The animation.
Azumanga Dayu, the animation. Today at 5:30 p.m. on Annie-chan.
Annie-chan. Man. Okay, we gotta get back to and gaming and manga. Garuga Mesh. Okay, where it doesn't want to load up, but okay. Hide you. Where are you? There we go. Restored. What do you say? Yeah, all the dub voices are interesting too. What are you saying? What are you saying? I think that's actually a lost dub. Actually, I don't think people have all like I think those commercials might be all that we have of that dub. Man, Glitchblood has sniped the voice. Andrew Francis. I don't even know anything about Vert Wheeler or the Canadian Hot Wheels World Race cartoon. But there you go. That brings me, there's also like a really dumb sounding horror dub that I think is also lost media. But we have more footage of that one. It's like a full episode. I'll have to see if I can find it. Maybe later in the stream if I remember. Because that one's also really funny. Apparently, Haruhi. Because he, like, Kyon pronounces it as Haruhi. Yeah, demo. So it's just no but, you know. The Haruhi dub is mostly found. Bamboo Rhapsody is lost in some way. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I didn't know that there was more of it found than that. Edis Teba. Yeah, the Teba is really like, it's fine! Matte kudasai. Please, just stay here. Senpai. Last name Senpai. Y'all watch I haven't watched Haruhi in English. I've only ever watched Haruhi. I haven't finished Haruhi because I got bored of it. But to be fair, I was watching Haruhi under some very strange conditions. But I didn't finish Haruhi. I got like through like the first. I guess a little over half of season 1 in broadcast order. But I watched it in Japanese. I've never seen this. I've seen only clips of the show in English. Never actually watched it in English. The conditions I was watching Haruhi under was that I thought it would be a cool video. Yeah, 8 times, right? Yeah. Oh, you remember what I was? You've heard that before, yeah. Yeah. So I tried to watch every episode 8 times. But it wasn't that was the issue. It was the fact that I had like some extra like learning Japanese stuff on top of that, where I had to like learn all the new words in every episode over the course of those 8 viewings. And I was going at a pace of like 1 episode every 5 days. And when you do that, like, oh my gosh, the Anki reviews just got insane. So just couldn't keep it up. I completely burnt out. Although it did help me a lot. It did help me a lot. There's probably a lot of stuff that I take for granted that I know now that I learned because of doing that. Do I like suffering? No, I don't. Which is why I didn't put up with it. Talking about Ishoni Kuru? Although I guess I did also play, I remember the story of when I first played Pokemon Shield, which was like the first game that I tried to play fully in Japanese. Early into learning Japanese. Also, I need to fix this. It's not Senpai, it's last name Senpai. Yeah, and I played that game and I I struggled so hard. It took me 24 hours to get to the wild area. Which that's only supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to reach that like in your, pessimistically, within like 2 hours of starting the game. And that's pessimistically, it should be actually less than that for most people. It took 24 hours. Yeah, it's crazy. Although another example of me, well, the reason why was because it's not just that Pokemon Shield is actually very complicated. It's not that it's actually that complicated, but I was very new to like having to actually read stuff without any like hiragana or like, yeah, so a lot of it was words I did know, but I didn't know how to read it because of the kanji. So I learned a lot from that too. 私はいいよ。ここで待ってるから。Anyway, I'll be waiting right here. I need to pay more attention to what they're actually saying because I kind of losing focus. So? じゃあ、すぐに戻るから。戻るから。I'll be right back. Is it playing this song again? Oh, there's like remixes, yeah, because it's just like... Yeah. It's fine, it's fine. No, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about us. Take it nice and slow, okay? Not sure what the remix part of this is. It just sounds like the original song without the vocals. Oh, it is different. Yosaki さんは一度不思議そうに久保井川さんの顔を見つめてからコンビニに入っていった。せや不思議そう一度 one time, right? With a suspicious, like 不思議そう I guess is like puzzled, right? It's more like stared, actually. Wait a minute. She stared at her face, like Shiki Sony almost seems like it's with a suspicion, right? It's like with some puzzlement, right? I think that ultimately is correct still, but the thing is, yeah, the face here is a little weird. It is her face, but like people don't, like she looked at her face, it's like, okay, you know, looked at her is perfectly, the stared at already kind of implies the at her face part. Convenience store. Oh, actually, yeah. Better grouping of words. She's breathing. Here it goes. Like, what's wrong? Why are you taking deep breaths here? Junbi desu. I'm preparing myself. I mean, she's just saying preparation, but like, you know, that's what she means. For what? What for? A question. Alright, I'm ready now. So... oh, it's gonna spell it out right. There we go. I mean, I think so is fine, but like, I just wanted ideas, better ways to transition into the question like that. No. And so it's not gonna be better in that context. So. Okay, I can't do all caps because it's gonna be the first name or last name, I mean, and so we can't make that all caps because I don't have control over that. Yes. Yeah, and please answer this honestly. Mimi-chanのことをどう思ってるんですか? Oh shit. Full screened it accidentally. Alright, gotta go find this question. This choice. find it. It's a little hard now that I don't know what the Japanese is for this question. But thankfully I don't have any more nulls left. So I can probably find it this way. There we go. Should be that one. Naze kiku no? Why do you ask? Yeah, that's good, good. Tasuke ga agetai. I want to be there for her. Ima wa wakarenai. I don't know yet. It's like, I don't know now, but like, you know. Perfectly good translations for that. I mean, it's like, I want to help her, right, is what he actually says, but like, I'm pretty sure that if you get into like what he actually means by that, it's like, I want to be there for her. She's good, but Misawa's better. Sorry, Yutuka. Why? Because... yeah, but why am I... that's too much wordiness. It doesn't need it. Sorewa... in this case, it means like a because, right? Because it's like... why? Well, the reason for that, like the that, as for that, like as for why, right? And then it's like because... I mean, the datte actually could be kind of like a because, but I think people are gonna notice that she says two different things, and so they're not gonna like want to hear that. They're not gonna want to see that, so. But she's just, you know, continuing to not answer. It's the point. Actually, actually, because she says it like because, like, sort of datte. So it actually follows the tonally the way that is. So. Kiki 返しただけで前川さんのテンションはみるみる下がっていく。テンションはみるみるって下がっていく。So Kiki Kaista is kind of like turning the question back on her, right? You know, it's like, so yeah, it's like the asking why, right? You know, her like tension in this case is like, you know, the vigor with which she asked the question. Right? She was all, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you this question, and then now she's like, meter is quickly, okay. So like all of a sudden she's like, her her tension is like rapidly going down. I think disarm is. I think it's a good way to say it, so we'll keep it. It's a bit of a liberal translation there, but it does a good job at capturing what's happening in that sentence. Because literally it's just Kabayakawa-san, you know, like turning the question, like just by turning the question back on Kabayakawa-san, her energy like rapidly like went down. because oh yeah, because she's restarting her sentence, so we can do it that way. I 私はそのみなみちゃん Okay, this is where it meets back up, so... The thing is that you could technically translate this also as like... Because for me, Minami-chan is... But I don't know if that's actually the context there. I have to... Like, I don't know if that's where she actually ends up going with that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with, instead of that, it's gonna be like, because for me, Minami-chan is, because that's kind of where she's going with, is like, Minami-chan's like really important to me, so like, you know, I want to make sure that if you like her, that like, you know, you like her for the right reasons, I think, is kind of the idea. She's kind of doing that kind of thing. Is that actually true? What? The bad ending of the scene is just a good ending, but it cuts off early? I didn't... I guess it is. I guess I would have known that, because I was looking at the script, you know, so I would have seen that there wasn't anything hidden, right? And that is true. There are some of these routes where the bad ending is just a good ending, but cut off a little earlier. Okay, so I need to... I don't know yet, so to do that one we gotta... Okay, 9983. I still don't know yet. I don't know. Yeah. Yup. I don't know. Let me see. Actually, feels a little better there. Because it's very just like, と俺は岩崎さんのこと好きだと思う You know, he has to hedge it because of course if you say 好きだ without any sort of hedging, right? Or any sort of like preface, then yeah, you're gonna get interpreted as being like, I love her. I'm in love with her. でもその好きっていうのか川川さんが思ってるような好きのことか Like whether or not it's the way, like by like I mean it in the way that you're thinking, right? But as for whether I like her in the way that you're thinking, Kawaikawa-san. Dude, I love this song. It's from the PSP version of Gitaru Man. So it's just like, I know it's like it's bad, but sorry, but we can't really say that in English in a way that doesn't sound weird. Because like it's a very concise way to basically say like I wish almost like a I wish I could tell you something better because it's not like good of me to just like I know that it's like not ideal, right? That I can't be more straightforward with you. And all of that is packed into just what we thing there, so unless I planned on doing that, we're gonna go with that. So I guess it's more like a that's the thing, right? I just don't know. Okay.
正直に答えてください。みなみちゃんのことどう思ってるんですか？
Okay. So now we get the actual, like, good choice, right? Not as much dialogue in the good choices I would have thought. どって言われても So it's like, even if you ask me how... But it's kind of just more like a filler, right? It shows hesitation, right? It shows a hesitation to answer, but without really saying. It's like, even if you ask me, it's like, you know... So I can see why I went with this. Like, you wanna know how I feel? So I think we're good with that. Unless I can think of something better, but again, it's just kind of a filler. This is also a pretty good song. そうだな。なんていうか、助けてあげたいと思ってるよ。そばにいて力になってあげたい。Well, how should I put it? I want to be there for her, I think. Be by her side. And I mean, this is like become her strength, right? I think we're gonna keep supporter unless I can like. Let's see. Better ideas. Better ideas. Be a source of strength. The reason why I say beater for her is it kind of mirrors some dialogue from earlier in the route, where protagonist does kind of say something similar to Minami. Like, he expresses a similar sentiment. And it kind of like, he kind of feels a little like cringed out by saying it earlier. But now he's saying it with a little bit more, he's willing to like put it into plain words and tell somebody that that's how he feels. And like say it in a much more explicit way, right?
本当ですか？ 本当の本当
Really, really, truly. いいからやめようこのネタ So it's like, you know, come on now, let's let's cut the joke. Let's cut, yeah. No. Oh, this is not... No longer. We're no longer in the playlist. Okay, so I don't know what random songs are going to be in this random playlist, so I'm not going to continue on that one. I gotta find other music now. Let us... I don't actually know. Let me think about something. Any suggestions, guys, for music? Like OSTs primarily. I think it's something. Mom caught you dancing to Multike Sailor Huku. Okay, let me think. Otherwise, I'm just gonna literally do like... You know what? We'll do this. Yikes. Did she join you? Alright, we'll just do Super Paper Mario. Why not? I think I've done this one before too, but it's just long enough so that I don't have to worry about it again. I don't have to worry about changing out the music. I used to listen to the Super Paper Mario OST when I did like homework in high school a lot. Let me... It's not really before it turns into a joke, it's just like, let's stop this joke now. Now come on, let's stop this... Enough joking around. Let's stop running this... No, that's just really lame. No, come on, let's stop joking around. I don't think I have story of anything like that involving my parents. I don't think I did anything like that. The closest that I can think of is that one of my parents had like tried to have some sort of intervention talk with me, or like heart to heart, because I was drawing stuff and I was like coming up with my book idea that I'm now like I've shelved for a while, but like there was a period of time I was working on a book idea. And I was drawing, like, drawings relating to this book. And I was, yeah, coming up with ideas for, like, a character that would be kind of bullied by other characters in the story. And so I drew some concept art of, like, the bully character bullying this character. And then my parents were like, hey, like, are you okay? Because we saw this art you drew, and like, is somebody bullying you? You You know, like, because you can talk to us if something's if people are being mean to you or whatever. And it was like, no, it's just concept art. It was kind of funny. It was like, why? I don't know why they thought that that was supposed to be me getting bullied. Especially since the character was like very much not like the character was very much Asian looking. Like they were not like my race, right? And they were very fat because this character was kind of like a fat character. So it's like I wasn't fat back then. Unfortunately, nowadays I'm a little closer to being like that, but I think I'm still not as fat as that character. Draw characters getting impaled. Oh shoot, it's worse. Is that you? Are you the one that's getting impaled? Are they impaling you at school? Full Metal.そう、言わないよ。今の質問って真剣だったもの。冗談は返さないよ。Yeah, I mean, there's some... That book was an interesting experience. I still would want to write that book, or I've talked about this before. The idea I have now is to convert that book into a visual novel concept, but that's a way off in the future idea, obviously. Don't have time to work on that right now. Although I still think about it sometimes. Like, new ideas for it and such. But when I was doing some early, like, just... I wouldn't call them one-shots, but they were like, you know, early drafts of like the first couple chapters or whatever. Get a sense of what the writing would be like. And man, I wrote some really cringy stuff sometimes. Like some of it was really bad. Really just didn't know how to write it properly. Yeah. Let's just say I didn't know how to write romance very well. That's why I wrote some really, really bad romance. Probably the worst kind of bad writing you can have. Bad romance. You know. I think Lady Gaga is probably the only person that's gotten away with writing bad romance and having it work out. Oh, okay, I need to actually move on to the next line.
じゃあみなみちゃんのことよろしくお願いします
Whoa. Sonic and Amy kissing? Man. So Amy, ooh, spicy. You were like the that one guy in the Sonic Boom episode. The anteater. Would Sega approve though? Not anymore. They don't like Sony and me anymore. The Asian flinification. I mean, I don't have any horse in that race of the Sonic writing, but like, you know, I just see people talk about it. Konnan. 私は困難. Yeah, that's like a burden, right? Right. I'm a hardship, right? 私は困難だから、みなみちゃんを助けられない。助けたくてもできません. I want to, but it's interesting because yeah, earlier on, like in this route, like Minami goes like Yutaka's the one that like takes care of me, you know. So I'm okay. Like you don't need to worry about me because Yutaka takes care of me. Yeah, it's actually really interesting how that is. They both are people that like, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. This route kind of portrays both Yutaka and like Minami as being I don't want to say it's like this because people might take it the wrong way, but like there's some idea in here that's really interesting that the idea that Minami and Yutaka, while they are good for each other, I guess it's the idea that like there's something missing, right? Between the two, like they can't fully complement each other due to the fact that like Yutaka is too weak to be a proper like, at least that's the way that they feel about each other, or at least Yutaka feels that way, whereas Minami feels that she's adequate. That's interesting, you know. So it's a little bit complicated. But in both, there's a little bit of an implication, I guess, that like it is the reality that like Minami, it's not right for Minami to fully rely on Yutaka, and you know, Yutaka also can't fully rely on Minami, or it's not right for her to fully expect Minami to take care of her fully. I don't know. There's some idea in there. Be interesting to think about. You know, I wonder if there's some degree. I'd have to think about it, but like, I wonder if there's some degree to which. Like, is this a element that they're just introducing for the romance, right? So that way they can be like, oh, the protagonist fills that role, right? The protagonist helps complete it, so that way, you know, they form like a trio, right? You know, Yutaka and Minami are best friends, and then they have protagonist, which helps kind of provide what's missing in that kind of relationship. I don't know. It's complicated. But at the same time, I wonder, like, is it just for that, or is there maybe some greater insight into the characters as a whole that's being conveyed there? I don't know.
迷惑かけちゃうだけだから。だからお願いします。
Wasn't that idea Minami and Yutaga's relationship dilemma explored in volume 7 of the manga? Maybe. I don't know. That's one of my flaws, is that I've only skimmed the manga. So maybe? I don't remember. It's possible. Although if it was volume 7, this game still would have preceded that. So, but I guess that provides insight into whether or not, like, you know, if it is as you're saying, then that this idea is not just for the romance, right? Like, it wasn't actually trying to get at an actual idea that Yoshimizu had for the characters.
ずっとみなみちゃんのそばにいてあげてください。
You remember a whole page chapter covering that? I'll take a look. Yeah. Might get a chance. If I remember to, unfortunately. I always forget those sort of things, but yeah. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. All of the gay relationships in Lucky Star don't work out. Itsuka and Minami have a little bit too much bad dependencies on each other. Huyuki and Hikaru, right? It's too one way. It's also very dependent, actually. This game itself makes a lot of comparisons between those, between Minami and actually that's actually interesting. That's more evidence. Is that a lot of comparisons are made between Minami and Yutika, or not a lot, but just like one, major one. Minami and Yutika, and then Hikaru and Huyuki, where Huyuki doesn't really reciprocate, you know, Hikaru's feelings, and Hikaru is like really dependent on Huyuki. And so, like, you know, this game itself actually kind of identifies that it's kind of a toxic relationship and that it's not really going to work out in that way. So it's actually interesting because, yeah, in that same scene where they do that, they make a kind of connection to Yutika and Minami. Volume 7, Yutika enters the school marathon to prove herself since Minami's grades are failing due to her helping so much. Yutika manages to finish the race, happy ending. I mean, yeah. That's interesting. So I guess there's something there, right? There's some reflection on that idea. But I'd have to, I guess, see whether or not it implies anything deeper. But there you go. Thanks, Meatball. And then, of course, the last gay ship. Actually, no, the one gay ship that this game supports is Hiyori and Patty. You know. So that one, this game doesn't have anything. This game's okay with that. It doesn't try to like do anything. It kind of just lets it be silly. Right, and then of course Kagami and Konata, they've got that one line. Does this patch work on a PS Vita running Adrenaline? So I don't know about running Adrenaline. I do know it works on a PS Vita. People have told me that it works on PS Vita. You know, I don't know if Adrenaline would impact it or not. As far as I know, this game, like, nothing is gonna, like, it should work pretty much at anything that can emulate, anything that can run PSP should be able to run the patch. Because this patch doesn't do anything that crazy. The main thing that it does is that it increases the allocation of the memory allocation for the script. Because this game, like, allocates the entire... it allocates enough space to hold the entire script for the whole game, all in memory, all at once. And for English, I had to make that allocation bigger. But this game already, like, doesn't by any means, like, you know, push the PSP to its limits. So there hasn't really been any issue with that. Runs perfectly fine on a PSP, so... like a PSP 1000. So pretty much anything that can emulate PSP or run PSP should be perfectly fine. You accidentally read a Yuri Lucky Star fan manga between Konata and Kagami, and I didn't know it was gay until they started making out. Man. I'm surprised that you could actually... it would take that long for it to get to that point. Normally you would know pretty quickly. Common dojins to come across. Well, yeah, but when you see a dojin, usually you know it's a dojin. You know, or you know what I mean. You know it's NSF. You know it's a, yeah, you know where it's going. Especially since they're gonna make the cover, right? The cover is gonna be all like, it's gonna show off the goods, right? Okay, 9993. Although to be fair, I guess I had that experience a little bit. Like there is like a fan visual novel of Lucky Star. That's like a hentai. But I didn't know it for the longest time. And I think I even, like, in the server I shared it being like, oh, you know, there's this like one thing, right? And I think I knew it was gay though. But then it turned out that like on the VNDB page there's literal like explicit images on it. The cover wasn't all that, the story was talking about something entirely different. Interesting. I guess that could happen, right? My experience has been that dojins usually make themselves pretty pretty clear what they are about. Is cola alright? As long as it's got that cocaine in it. You once played a like game that turned hentai with voice acting and all. Which still reminds me that there is Lucky Star Universe fan. What is it? I played it on stream a little bit. It was Lucky Star Universe something. I forget the name, the subtitle of it, but like, oh, it was Lucky Star Universe Destiny. Yeah, I still have that game. I need to play it. It looks pretty cool, you know. Yeah, the RPG Maker one. Hey, Simo. The goat's here. Is that Simo? Simo is pretty goated.
どうしたの？びっくりしたよ。
I thought my heart had stopped. You cannot be saying that to Minami, Yutika. That's gonna like, you're gonna give her a heart attack. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Minami knows all. Exactly what Minami would do. I guess you call for an ambulance. You don't call an ambulance. You know, you don't call the ambulance hotline. That's great music to play during an emotional moment. Yeah, the Mario Star song. You know, the quiet sadness of Lucky Star Road Gakonoto-san. Woohoo!
救急車を呼ぶから。違うよ。そういう意味じゃないよ。
You know, sometimes I do occasionally just put on as background noise those kind of video essays where they do say stuff like that, like the quiet sadness of Mario Galaxy or whatever. And it's like sometimes it feels like I feel bad because it's like, oh, this sounds really silly, but like then you read all the comments and they're like, this video has changed my life. It's given me a new perspective. I mean, I think it was a joke video. It wasn't a joke video, but it was like, the video was titled this way, like, to be provocative. But it was like, how Super Mario Galaxy reminds you of the Holocaust, or something like that. And they tried, I don't remember how they connected Mario Galaxy to the Holocaust, but like it was like a sincere video. Like it wasn't a joke. I mean, the title was provocative, right? They knew what they were doing, but it was not the mustache. I don't know about that. But then the comments were like a mixture of like, you know, making fun of the title, but then also a mixture of like, man, this video really like made me cry. I guess it's nothing's happened to me. I used to spend hours of my life stomping Koopas. You're raising canes. I'm good. I actually had canes yesterday. Dude, that is the order. That is the order. No slaw, extra toast all the time. 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, and number 6 with extra dip. Although one time I ordered no slaw, extra toast, and then they must have misheard me or misentered it, and they gave me no fries, extra slaw. It's like I got unreasonably upset when I realized that, because I brought it all the way back home before I realized that that's what had happened, and I got unreasonably upset about that. That actually works all the same way, yeah. Can I get a cheeseburger with no cheese? My wife sometimes would order stuff with like where she would go like, I want it plain and dry, but actually I want to add like, and She would start relative to nothing. So it's like, you know, you can just say like this only, right? Like, you know, you don't have to say plain and dry and then add everything that you want. It's less words if you say it differently. Yutaka Kabayakawa. It is a very funny name. I do always Kabaya, because it's like the Kobayakawa makes it like, it's like her name is Yutaka Kawabunga or something, right? I don't know why I wrote more Hawawawa. Hawawawa. Yeah, it's just Hawawa. I don't know why I had the extra wa there. Can I get some fries with my Yutaka kids meal? All right. You order for one, you have to get one for all the children. And that includes Hikage, by the way. Can't forget her. She needs that meat. Soul. Enough fussing over me is a little too much, given she doesn't really say that. She's just like, come on, like, ah, gosh, come on. Gomakasu ni gomakasu shikirezu. So it's like, yeah, trying to like play it off, but not like. Gomakasu ni. I guess that is what that means. Like it's like without doing the thing, but like words doing the thing. Unable to completely. Okay, that's interesting. I had to think about that for a second, but I guess that makes sense. So it must be like a grammatical structure. Unable to comply with request. A Lucky Star for come about AI? I actually don't know. It's a really... It's like I both could imagine them doing, like, that being a thing that is done, but like, at the same time I don't know if they would do it. I mean, you could go. You have some very like obvious and generic ways you could go with that, right? You could have like Ko and like Hiyori be very like like artist, right? Take the very like standard anti-AI artist take, right? Yeah, you could have something like that. It's one way you could do it. I could see Yutuka being the kind of person that like, she just like does it for fun and she just like enjoys AI slop videos. She's like, but they're funny. I love Toon 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 Suhur. I can't help but chuckle. Well, we know he's not Knuckles, because Knuckles never chuckles. Oh yeah, Miyuki and Tsukasa. Yeah. We could be like, that is not correct. Yeah, unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. Rather flex my muscles. It's the SNRK. I was like, it's always such this like a very nasal noise. Oh, you're like, I don't actually really use ChatGPT at all. I don't think I've ever really used it for any serious purpose, ever. I used it a little when it first came. I mean, you see, I still use Google Translate for like this sort of thing. Although Google Translate, I guess, uses AI right nowadays, but you know, as you can see, even still, I kind of just mostly use it as like a second opinion type thing. I don't really like, you know, do much else with it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's fine, I guess, but you know, the most I've ever done is like with AI. I mean, I guess Yamato bot in the server is AI, but I don't I don't really treat it that way, right? It's just like a silly bot that says stuff. You know, I didn't make it, right? You know, AI, it's like, I guess one thing I've kind of done sometimes is AI is kind of makes Googling yourself a little bit more like interesting, because you always go like, is this interesting? Like, am I interesting enough to show up in like AI summaries for stuff? And actually I do. I was interested to see like what people like, what would show up if you looked up like when's like, you know, Roll Gakuno Site episode 4 coming out, and it actually does give you like an AI summary of like Roll Gakuno Archives has last posted that it's like 89% complete. Currently, he's working on this route. Yeah, it's actually kind of... Obviously, I know where it's getting that from, but like, it's just fun to see it say that. It's validating. But no, I've never really used it for anything. I guess the closest is that, I mean, there's been occasionally sometimes I've like done like the Grok explain this post stuff. But it's never been very useful. Or rather, its usefulness is about equivalent to scrolling through the comments to find out what the context is of a post. So it's not really much. I don't think I've ever found where it's like, oh yes, this tells me the context of this post, and I wouldn't have been able to figure it out otherwise. So again, I'm mostly left just doing Grok explain this post to see if it understands what Roll Gakuno to say is. This would be like if Shinji told Rei, why don't you just try laughing? That'd be what Rei's response would be. Have you ever flirted with a Siri? You know, the closest to that is I used to, when Cleverbot was the thing people would play around with, I would sometimes just say stuff like that to Cleverbot just to see what its reaction would be. Be like, Cleverbot, love me. Of course, it never said anything very funny. Because Cleverbot was pretty like guardrail to not have anything funny to say when you said that kind of stuff to it. Oh wait, I didn't even keep all this up here. Horomi shinaide. Like, yeah, don't like actually like don't just Oh wait, what? Horo mo shinaide. Warao nante. Like without. Oh, it's like you're not only it's kind of like a not only are you not like backing me up, you're laughing. Explain why Chun is our supreme leader. I do wonder if they would, if like an AI would know anything about Chun. It's possible. It's possible if it scraped the translator's notes, then it might actually know something about Chun. Okay, let me sanity check this. I think the translation is actually fine. It's like a little bit different from what's being said here, but it's... Yeah, without even trying to back you up, like, you know. But that's not really how you would say that in English. Like, you'd just be like, back me up here, don't just laugh. Chun does not have a wiki page as far as I know. I guess actually, let's see. Is Chun Misao? No, Chun is her own, it's an original character. Chun is, I mean, the closest thing to connection to an actual character is that Chun is the same voice as Akira, but they're not suggested to be the same person. Oh wait, that's not L senpai, it's F. So.
フォローもしないで笑うなんて。フォロー。
ごめん、笑うつもりは。Yeah. When it comes to the wiki, it is like our wikis in general, it's like there's that one small desire to like spend some time to just write better articles for the Rogue and Ultosei related stuff, but like there's this element of like it doesn't, what does it mean, what does it matter, like I don't really what good does that really do? Will anybody actually read that? It's like I don't know if they will. And then there's also the idea of like, I'd rather it be that like, I'd rather it be that people, like, that somebody other than me writes it. Because like, because I don't know, it's like one of those things where it's like it doesn't mean as much, it doesn't mean as much unless somebody else does it. Because if I do it, then it's like, okay, what does that really say? It says that you know, it doesn't say anything about, like, it just means that I wrote it, right? Like, it doesn't really mean anything as far as like the impact of like RGO or anything. It's like, if RGO is not notable enough for somebody to write a good article for it, then So be it, right? Man, this guy. He must be like a masochist or something. You know, Yutuka tells him that he, you know, Yutuka being like, and then his reaction to that is literally just laughing. Like a mukuruaru is like just like, yeah, to get mad at. Or to like be upset at, right? Or to just be upset, really. Like Kobayakawa-san getting... No, that's you. Kobayakawa, yeah. Oh, as in I'm the masochist. Oh, I didn't actually just... The idea was not to watch the endless 8 episodes 8 times. It actually was to watch every episode of Haruhi 8 times. I didn't get to the endless 8. I got to Someday in the Rain, and I watched Someday in the Rain like 5 times or something like that, and then I stopped. Okay. I've been like really distracted. That's even worse, yeah. And そんな私たちを吉崎さんが不思議そうな顔で見つめているその状況が幸せだった。Man, this guy is strange. Is there Kyonkun Denwa reference in RGO? I don't... No, there isn't. I mean, you have to understand that it's a little too early, right? Because, like, Endless 8's notoriety, right, is from 2009. And so this game is 2008, so it's a little too early for that. Obviously, I know Endless 8 wasn't, like, in the books, right? But, like... Obviously, it wasn't as notable. Would I rather watch Endless 8 or get 1 point in Desert Bus? Well, 1 point in Desert Bus is 8 hours. Whereas Endless 8 is, like 2.5 hours or so. You know. Endless 8 seems better. I mean, Endless 8, I guess I haven't watched it, right? But, like, it doesn't seem like it would be that bad. It'd be, like, kind of boring, right? But, it wouldn't be that bad, I don't think. Especially since not, like, the episodes are not literally all the same, right? They're not literally 100% the same. It's just, like, mostly the same. Are the Lucky Lucky Memorial endings just a dream? No, they're not just a dream. Why is there a white flash before the protagonist kisses the character he likes? So the full answer to that is somewhat of a spoiler for the game. So I won't say the full answer to this, but like, the white flash is representing him reaching the end of the time loop and starting over. So what's happening is that he does actually get to kiss the character and all this stuff, or, you know, like, he does get to have an intimate moment with the characters, but it's just like, at some point after that, the loop ends and he ends up back in his bedroom. But it's not a dream, so. But the white flash does actually represent something specific, and I don't want to say what it is because it's a spoiler. ずっとずっとこのまま3人で歩いていたい。本気でそう思ったから。Like, seriously, I thought that. Like, I wanted to walk with them like this forever. I seriously thought that. I'll keep it. I keep the found it that hilarious part because it's not really what he says, but it like he's trying to get at, like, I seriously like that's really what I think because like I'm enjoying this moment so much. I don't know. Seriously, I really, it's really what I think. Seriously, let's see ideas. Because I truly felt that way. I was like, yeah. How long can you separate Yutuka and Minami before they spontaneously wither away? 3 days. They're like water to each other. Okay, we'll do this so that way it's, because it is already kind of meant to be like a reflection, like it's him talking about this a little bit. He does constantly go back and forth between like talking his stream of consciousness and like reflecting back on the experience. Bye bye. I guess you'll give the bye bye. Not bye now. Ooh, Yusuke and Minami are ghosts. See that? They become transparent. Wait, what song is this? I do not remember that song from Super Paper Mario. But it has been a while since I played that game. ぺっこりと頭を下げ。10日から今では一人か。ちょっと寂しいけど仕方ない。Is this a good ending? Ah, あとちょっとで家に着く。さすがに疲れたよ。Yeah, let's need a comma there. Demo da. That's my phone. I wonder who's calling. He doesn't have caller ID, I guess. Hi, moshi moshi. Yes, hello? Yeah. I still always will love the out of these, like, the character context, you being like, hey, can we meet up after, like, the festival? Or after the play? My favorite will always be Tsukasa's, with where she falls down the stairs. It's such a good, funny line. It's a funny situation. Okay. Do you just hear her fall? Like, oh, the Tsukasa thing? Yeah, you do. She literally just falls down the stairs, and you hear it over the phone. You just hear, like, this, like... I don't know how to describe it. It's just, you literally hear the sound of her falling down the stairs multiple times. And then she's like, I'm okay, I just fell down the stairs. This game's story feels cluttered, but I feel like it would be more interesting if the story was for the anime. Well, I don't know if it would feel less cluttered if it was in an anime format. I feel like probably the fact that it's a visual novel helps like keep it it gives it the time it needs to breathe, right? But it would be interesting, I guess, to see how an anime adaptation of this would go. But you think you'd have to cut down a lot. Probably all the Lucky Lucky memorial routes would get reduced to just like a montage of different things, and then maybe you would focus in on like one of them, and it'd probably just be the Konoto one, which would be kind of unfortunate. I don't know if I would say it's cluttered. I think a lot of... If you really think about it, there is a lot... and this is part of... Yeah. I've wanted to make a video essay of some kind on RGO because I think I'm probably the only person right now that... Or at least the only English-speaking person that really kind of, like, I think holistically understands the story super well. In the way that I... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone else sees the story the same way. Where was I going with that? Oh, but it's not cluttered in the sense of like, there's a surprising amount of like, where everything in the story actually does matter to the overall like message that the game is trying to convey. So I don't know, like maybe that doesn't make it not cluttered, but like, you might think that there's a lot in this game that kind of just happens for no reason, and I don't know if that's not as true as you might think if you really stop and think about everything. At least that's what I've found. Shitsuru shimasu in this case would be more like, I'll let you go then. Even though the meaning of it's kind of backwards, actually, because Shitsureshi wants to be like, excuse me, right? Whereas I'll let you go kind of feels like, you know, you're inverting that, right? It's like, I'm the one that's allowing you to leave instead of asking for permission to leave, but whatever, you know. Shitsure shimasu doesn't already kind of is a word, a phrase that doesn't usually get said to mean exactly what it's literally saying, so. Sakasu, oh, I didn't even see that second message. Sakasu got more brain damage than she probably has from falling down the stairs. Well, I think she hurt her legs more. I mean, I'm gonna answer your question literally, right? So this is actually not really like, I don't know why I said it, I can't figure it out, like as hard as I might. It's more like there's no sense in thinking about it because there's no way like thinking about it harder is gonna make me like figure it out. He's gonna be so aroused by not knowing. He's gonna be unable to sleep. Alright, that's it. It's end of part 124. Alright. We did it! Woo! The Miyuki Fats are celebrating. Alright, how long have I been streaming? I don't think it's been that long, right? It's like just 3 hours. Alright, well, we did it. We did it. How many more lines left to translate? So there's 117 more strings left in the file that have yet to be translated. But that doesn't include the Minami mini scenario, which I still have to look over and review. But that's already in the script. So we're actually very, very close. Just two more videos. This video and then the next video. So yeah, awesome. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. So let's see. I was thinking about doing something else on stream as well, but we will not do it, I think. I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it some other time. It's something that I recently got that would be kind of fun to show off. But I might just do videos for it instead of a stream. We'll see. Basically, it's a little DVD with like Haganai stuff that comes with the Haganai PSP like DX pack. It's not a DX pack, but it's like yeah. Anyway, so that's a little fun thing. Maybe I'll just make videos on it because do some easy translations. Where's this from? Like the Please Wait, the Utica. This is from Moe Drill, like the first Moe Drill game. This is one of Utica's like special abilities being activated. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be I don't want to just keep rambling, so thanks everybody. I might do another stream in the next couple of days to finish episode 4 on stream. But yeah, Moe Drill 2 soon, maybe. That's definitely something I want to get to at some point soon-ish, but who knows when. But yeah, I'll probably be back soon to do another stream to finish out episode 4. But until then, thanks everybody, and I'll see you all next time.